sorry that I can't keep it together. Maybe it's the trauma, or maybe it's the drugs. I can't seem to control my fucking temper. But the problem lies in not being enough. I lost my sense of humor in the battle for my mind. Now I'll slip away with one last puff this time. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Forgive me for the outburst with your neighbors. My actions don't reflect what's in my soul. I never found the right way to relate or take in and display a better role. The chemicals that shape me are buried deep this time. My family's already given up, it's fine. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, the only time with no regrets, letting myself die. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my life. The substance suicide, the only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Is letting myself die.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
Broadcasting live. I apologize for the delay. Had to do some quick stuff updates and also had to make sure all my shit was good. Always make sure your shit's good, right? US Army WTF Moments, WTF Nation Radio, Sergeant's Time on this 26th February 2026 in the, oh shit, it's 02, wait, it's 2022626. Ooh. On this February 26th, in the year of our holy crap dumpster fires. We got them out there. Hi, 3rd CR. We gonna talk about y'all. They're in the box at AT saying, more on that later. Hope y'all doing good. On your Friday Eve, I cannot wait, man. This is gonna be awesome. Oh gosh. So, everyone's been talking about it and watching from a porta potty in the Roomba. Whoop whoop. There you go. There you go. Now, of course, this is normally not a Sergeant's Time topic, but it is related to veteran issues and veterans and all that. So I got to bring it up. Just for you guys have not known that now the VA has completely rescinded that decision that could have lowered the disability rating for veterans. And it happened. Hey, what's up, Josiah? Brag. Man, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. I was talking. Yeah, were your ears burning last week? Throwing all that back to Bragg stuff. Anyways, so the VA has rescinded the decision that could have lowered veterans' disability ratings. This was after a week that they had published an interim rule that would have lowered disability compensation for millions of military veterans that the VA had announced that it is rescinding it. I'm going to nominate myself. Yeah, you ain't lying. No, I'm not. Yeah. To self-nominate. Yeah, you ain't lying. There's a lot of individuals I think would be a good VA rep. So the interim rule was the evaluative rating impact of medication. Would have allowed the VA effective immediately to rate veterans based on how they function with medication and treatment instead of how their condition actually affects them. And I've seen some veterans going around saying, hey, look, man, we get it. Okay, you don't want to, yeah. Ooh, loaded. Ooh, you're getting Patrick off the top rope. Man, let me fan myself with my AAR propaganda, of course. Make sure you donate to AAR supporting soldiers and their families since 1942. They were afraid of getting Luigi. Damn. Oh, that was, I'm about to say, it was riling up. Before the rule was removed from the Federal Register, more than 19,000 comments from veterans and advocates had been submitted, and of course, everybody that was hemming and hawing, to include us, to include other veteran podcasters, to include veteran service organizations, to include the American Legion and the VFW and the DAV. Most of them criticized how the change would have impacted their health and finances. Now, of course, this caused back and forth drama on social media of what exactly is disability and what is exactly compensation. And man, I could listen to individuals that I have served with or have served, but I couldn't listen to anybody who sat, on the fucking sidelines for over 20 fucking years while the GWAT was going on. What's up, Sports Bar? What do you hear? What do you say? So the decision came after backlash of the VA's initial decision. Now, I'd say more than that. And reached input from VAs, and despite what the court says, the VA did not follow normal procedure with its initial posting. See, that's the thing, too. Comms. Man, if you have shitty comms, or if you don't have any good comms, you just might as well no comms. Get the message out correctly. Get it out first. And get it out right. And don't let it sneak out and have somebody else do it. You be the source of the information. Not a news agency, not a mill media fucking outlet, not a podcaster, not an influencer. VA claimed that had a good cause to forego the 60-day review and publish the interim rule, meaning it would have been taken effective immediately. So it was the court's 2025 decision, Ingram versus Collins, to extend the Jones decision to musculoskeletal conditions and required examiners to attempt to determine baseline severity if the veteran didn't take medication. Now, I will say this. We veterans want to get fixed. Stop throwing medication at us. Some of us can't get fixed, even no matter how much medication you get or what you think you broke us. You busted us up. That can't be helped. The wire analogy that I had suggested earlier. So immediate rescission, the immediate rescinding of this ensures the continuity of adjudication and preserves the status quo, the VA wrote in its updated post. The action does not resolve the legal questions now before the courts. It simply restores prior regulatory text to maintain stability. You think? Maintain stability? Oh, I'm about to say there was some stability that needed to be handled, that needed to be done. So yeah, to include, there were some individuals that were literally trying to drag veterans for, oh, well, this is what you get, and this is veterans because of this, and because of veterans that, and dog, you didn't even serve. You didn't even serve. So why are you talking? Let the vets talk. That's the thing too. Veterans should be. I don't understand. Is Secretary of the VA? Is he even a veteran? Everyone likes to talk about who has not served their country, or who's not been in those capacities. You would think that at least the VA, somebody would be a veteran. Now, of course, everyone's talking about the IG inspection, DOD investigation stated that U.S. military officials put potentially thousands of deployed service members at risk to toxic exposure from open-air burn pit areas near a remote Air Force base in East Africa. Djibouti. We don't get any comms. Vets and soldiers are not, and we're going to talk about this in a minute. Vets and soldiers are not even, oh, whoa, what was that? Did you guys see that? You guys see me glitch? Hang on. Something's happening. So, the only thing that was posted, from the Secretary of VA was, hang on, let me window. Once you see this, you're going to be like, really, dude? You didn't at least have a good statement to come out and say, whatever. And of course, all the memes and everything below it came out. Veteran spoke in the Department of Veteran Affairs. Listen, that's all he put. At the time of posting, now, of course, this is before all the fervor came back up again, that this is the rule. Sentence being once it gets posted to the register, then of course tomorrow everybody can celebrate, right? Yeah, go team, we did it. It was all because of your advocacy. And I'm gonna say this is actually because of everyone's advocacy and everyone speaking up about us. No one person can take credit for, it was because of I did that, like all the other clout chasers like to do. Like they say it was because of me or because of this, or how politicians, I, my campaign and I. That's what most politicians do. At any rate, so that's all that's all was posted right there. Veteran spoke, and no video, nothing stating, hey, look, Here's the reason why this happened. We apologize to all the veterans out there for making sure that this got misdirected. It wasn't really supposed to have been like that. This is what we were trying to do. Hey, our intent was to do this, or how about, anything. I'm sorry, anything. That didn't happen. So there, that's it. That's it on the that's it on the vet side. That's on the VA side. To me, I just figured, what a vibe. Just a link, just a tweet, no statements, no videos clarifying, nowhere else posted, but it was on X. That's why I posted up on X, because that was the only place that I saw it. That was it. I did post on social media that I've had one night stands more cordial than that. Clean yourself up. That's what it felt like. All right, shut up. Here's a link. Here's a couple of things. Yeah. The veterans spoke. Yeah, fine. Clean yourself up. I'm done with y'all. It is almost like and now it's like both parties are jumping on this. Well, because of the VA and because of fake news and because of MAGA or because of the left and all that. Nah, dog. We all saw that. We all saw that shit get posted. The problem is that we're using this to avoid cuts elsewhere, and the VA should never have made cuts, in my opinion. Agreed. It depends on where it's at. Like, if the VA was making cuts to programs do not treat veterans, I could see cuts going like that. What's the cost and cause and effect? What is the cost? What is the bottom line? Return of investment? Yada yada. All the financial talks. Are we considered defective or just crazy? Is there a chance where one day our troops could... You ain't lying, Max. Holy shit. Matt Gonzalez in the chats. Bro. You get to that point to where you're like, fuck, dude. Army Reddit dude on Twitter hates him with a passion. He's always dragging him. It's that there's nothing wrong with that passion. There's nothing wrong with having that passion, man. You have that passion, and it's for the right fucking cause. It's not like he's just blowing, he's not screeching for no reason. He's a good dude. So I'm just saying, I'm glad this happened, but this was this Hawk, man. The way this was handled on the comm side of the house. Gonna bring back Edgar now. It was as bad as Edgar from Men in Black. You know how he's walking all, kind of like disjointed, getting a point out, but not really getting a point out. A man came in today, a dead man, and had my pet cat. It means worlds to me. I like to have him back. And he's walking around. That's what it seemed like, the messaging from the VA. Oh, man. So that's the VA. That is the VA update. I'm that's all you could say. That okay. Got it. Let's okay. We got through that. Now we're gonna get some talk or anything on what's next. So did you guys catch the State of the Union? Moving on to other things. That was my Monday edition rant. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna look into some more stuff and find out where the fucking disconnect is myself, and hit up some VA peeps friends that I know, and for Monday edition talk, and say, hey, the fuck really happened? What went on? Why was it that the communication strategy on this was so jacked up? Who was informed? Who was not informed? Does the secretary even know? What did he walk into? Was just some underling just doing some shit and he didn't know? Stay tuned on Monday when I research and find all the deets. So, anyways, did you guys check out the State of the Union? At the State of the Union address on what was it, Wednesday, Tuesday, or something like that? Was it Tuesday? Was it that? Dude, I'm all right. Dude, I'm so yeah, exactly that. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, exactly. Holy crap. Did you guys see the Medal of Honor presentations? Did you guys see the award presentations? You guys see the Purple Heart Award? I mean, we're going to walk through it. First off, everyone's been talking about the Cyberdyne Systems Model 101 warrant officer. This dude right here, Chief Warrant Officer 5 Eric Slover, received the Medal of Honor during the State of Union address, and man, I'm that okay. I'll say this now. Somebody brought up attention. I was gonna be like, this is kind of weird, unorthodox to have an award ceremony during a State of the Union. But somebody brought up to my attention that, hey, look, man, there have been other medals of honor in history. We're just used to seeing it in our lifetime, where the soldiers have been, or service members have been awarded the medals of honor, not by the president. They weren't. The president wasn't the one to present them. So okay, that makes sense. Okay, got that was my. That was my, what the fuck? How come this is all happening? Because, as an NCO side of the house, you want to have the ceremonies done. You want to have all this. And you know what? This is going to set new precedent now. The president's. So I can see that point. Wasn't going to really argue about it, but I could see where the discussion was going about that. So if you guys don't know, during the raid, during Operation Absolute Resolve on January 3rd, 2026, during the night. This is when we're all watching the videos, all the OSINT channels, us. We were posting stuff like that, watching the aircraft coming in from the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment Airborne. You saw them all going in and flying in there, seeing a couple of rockets getting launched, hearing a couple of bursts, little baby bursts. Burr, 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 burr. So this guy was flying the lead aircraft. Chief Slover was flying the lead aircraft, and as he was approaching the compound, and I'm just paraphrasing here, that he was hit 3 to 4 times in the leg, in the hip, while prepping to land. And so while he was, and he was still flying the aircraft. So his legs all jacked up, she's all shot the fuck up. He kept control. Noticed there were some guns, there were some enemy fighters throwing, shooting at the aircraft. So he maneuvers his aircraft, so that way the door gunners can fucking action on the objective and engage those targets. And that way the Delta Force members can be safely inserted on the objective. And he flew the entire, him and his co-pilot flew the entire way. And I think his co-pilot got shot up too. But he was the mission lead. So, dude, this is like Superman shit. This is the stuff that you read about in stories. Like this is so. In a way, I mean, there's not too many times in history where you get, well, first off, a Medal of Honor was so quick. I mean, this happened in January. So I hope all those S1s and all those commanders and all those leaders out there that like to take their time on medal recommendations, doesn't matter on any award recommendation, actually. I didn't watch it. It was Pop Culture Warrior. His CW5 closing device must have been destroyed in the raid because we could see it with our own eyes. Yeah. So, again, incredible to have just the feat in itself. And then an administrative, I mean, probably because the president, being the commander-in-chief, made sure that the award was processed in time and fast. Just incredible stuff. You cannot, I mean... That's why I saw some of the jokes and memes. That's why he flies a Chinook, because his balls are so big. That's the aircraft that's strong enough to carry it. An MH-47 is not an aircraft. As a matter of fact, during the intro to Sergeant's Time, the outro of Sergeant's Time, you see an MH-47 in the intro. So this is like, and he's dude's so humble. I mean, the guy's stoic, got the award presented, looked at his wife, and they had a moment right there. America. So again, this is big. Now, there were more awards that happened, but of course this is one of the highlights of the awards. I mean, obviously this is U.S. Army WTF moment, so I got to cover the Army awards, and so this right here, I think, an incredible feat, man. And awesome to see him get an award. And also, I'm glad to see the award process go real quick. Like I said, from January to now, it's pretty fast. There was other awards that were given. Matter of fact, let me pull up the Let me put this one here. Didn't see him smile. Oh no, he smiled. He cracked a smile when he turned and looked at his wife. He cracked a smile. So yeah, this another award that was given was another Medal of Honor recipient, and we already talked about it. And as a matter of fact, let me pull up this other award here, where this old timer received a Medal of Honor. And this dude, this story, if you guys didn't see the story of what this old timer, I think he just turned 100 years old, flew a mission where he went up against Soviet fluent Russian Ivan, like legit, not Korean pilots, but Russian pilots. Story kept hold and kept classified. Let me pull up the main page story here so you guys can see it. It's incredible. Incredible. As a matter of fact, U.S. Army WTF Moments posted it on their on the Facebook page, and during the right before, as a matter of fact. I'll be honest with you, nobody knew this was kept kind of on the kept on a DL about Chief Slover getting his Medal of Honor. We just thought that it was going to be the old timer and a couple more awards given. So that to me was surprised. I was surprised, like, oh shit! Then it became an awards extravaganza. Give them awards out. So there was another guy, Royce Williams, who like I said, he just turned 100 years old. I don't want to give his age wrong, but he's about 100 years old. He's 100 years old. Okay. 100 years old. He just turned. Okay. Thanks. Halfway through the ceremony, the camera panned to position. It was just an empty chair. But yeah, exactly that. That's the first time a lot of you guys have seen a CW5. So his actions during a secret mission in the Korean War. His mission. This is like the first time that it's come out, like ever. So yeah, okay, he did turn 100 years old. I want to make sure I get it right. So it was part of the longest aerial engagement in U.S. naval history when he fought 7 Soviet MiGs fighter jets. He's like Soviet Ivan, like legit Ivans, shooting down 4 during a half-hour dogfight in 1952. Soviet involvement on anything at the time was, of course, classified top secret because, the tensions, the Cold War tensions. Nobody want to bring up the news or have something happen. And, back in the day, it took a few minutes. It was like a turtle snail's pace when it came to the news, and then it surged, and then, of course, whatever, right? Not like social media where something gets posted, it's hot, it's big, it's a big deal. 48 hours later, people forget about it. So he was flying with another American pilot off the coast of the Korean Peninsula when he encountered seven MiGs. And the Soviet aircraft opened fire, and he said, since they started the fight, I shot back. He struck one of the MiGs, and his fellow American pilot pursued it, then flying it alone, engaged the remaining aircraft, downing 3 more MiGs. While maneuvering through what the military accounts as described as hundreds of rounds of incoming fire. In recent years, the military has published detailed description of that encounter, portraying as one of the most intense. Yeah, OG was warming up. Yeah, exactly that. Portraying as one of the most intense aerial engagements of the war. In that moment, of course, in the moment, I was a fighter pilot doing my job. That's what Williams said to Task and Purpose in 2022. I was only shooting what I had, and after his aircraft was struck, he turned back towards an American aircraft carrier, guiding the damaged plane for a landing at high speed. He said he considered ejecting, but concluded that the frigid conditions over the water made the decision perilous. So he said he was instructed to keep the airborne clash a secret. He didn't start up a t-shirt company or a coffee company. Sorry, I had to do that little dig right there. A rare and politically fraught confrontation between American and Soviet forces at the moment was, of course, showing that we were leading to war. We wanted to avoid war. So for decades, he didn't even tell his wife. He didn't say shit. So, of course, details of the operation, of course, were revealed after the collapse of the Soviet Union as archival records and military histories were made public. He was first awarded the Navy Cross, which is the highest combat award that can be given to a service member of either the Navy or the Marine Corps for valor in combat. So, as a matter of fact, I can, let me pull up this vid right here. And that way you guys can see the window cap. Maybe we can all see it together. I don't want to get like flagged with sound, but you know, whatever. I get flagged.
Served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
There. Look at that old timer, man. Ah, stud. That is just badass. Just to have, dude. That's I mean, come on, man. Recognizing an American hero or any American hero should not be partisan. No matter what. Dude earned it. Dude earned it. Are we going to talk about the Olympic? No, I'm not going to talk about the Olympic team. No, I'm not. They're not military. Okay, they were given the what? What were they given? The I don't know what they got. We'll talk about that on Monday. I did not want to talk about the. I did not want to talk about that stuff. We'll talk about that on Monday. Well, I don't know. We'll if Sports Bar or the guys will talk about too. So the next award that was given was the Legion of Merit. You guys remember the Texas floods that happened? And yeah, exactly that, Pooks. They don't make them like they used to. And you guys remember the Coast Guardsman that went down? Petty Officer Scott Ruskin, who went down and saved just a bunch of kids that were there at the camp as much as he could. He was awarded the Legion of Merit, so he was awarded that. At the State of the Union address. I don't say at the same time, but obviously there was a succession of awards given. So, and of course, everyone says, "Well, why didn't he get another award? Why didn't he get hired?" Remember, guys, awards sometimes are given, and they're like for instance, like the Bronze Star, the Silver Star. Those types of awards are already they're multi-service. So everyone's like, "Did he get an Army award?" So they're multi-service awards too. By the way, it doesn't have to be specifically to a service for that. So, I mean that's well earned. So I don't know if is there any higher award that you can give him for peacetime in the capacity of the duties that he was operating in. But to me, I just thought that was, again, good shit. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with recognizing great Americans. And then there was two more awards. Then that was the Purple Hearts. You guys know that the two soldiers that were shot and injured, and one of them was injured and one of them was killed. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. I feel it justice to. Let me pull this up here so it's not. Let me pull this up right quick. All right. All right, pull this up. This is from C-SPAN, so hopefully.
In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Eva Lee. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it. So sorry. Thank you very much. A great young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving alongside Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melody? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much. So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of Sarah Beckstrom with the award created by our late, great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart. We love you all. Love you.
Another camera angle where the family was presented the Purple Heart as well. Let me get back on that right there, because I wanted to see that at the same time. I would have thought that C-SPAN would have been able to get better coverage. Don't worry, Mike. You're good. I'm going to use the
Highly respected General James.
Oh. That's crazy. I don't see it anywhere else. I could have. Did India not? But did we just like the freaking Mandela effect and Streisand effect? I could have sworn that he handed the award as well to the family. I saw it. Let's see where the. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw. I mean, different angles that I saw it at. So here was a pic. Okay, here it is. Here's a picture of it. God, I'm surprised that that video didn't show it. Hey, C-SPAN, you need to get some better get some better angles, or do more than one. So while Sergeant Wolf was getting the award too, and then the general. It was on Fox. Okay. So there it is. So there's the picture right there. Yeah. So that was the award presentation. So 2 medals of honor. Medal of honors? 2 medals of honor? 2 medals of honor. Legion of Merit, 2 Purple Hearts. I'd say that was like I said, it was an unorthodox, and to me, it's an unorthodox State of the Union where no one has ever seen the awards like that. And like I said, I was, I guess I'll admit I'm a little, and a friend of mine was like, talking to a friend of mine, and us being drilled in the military, we're drilled in our heads about certain things that have happened, or the way that certain things should be. Like for instance, how some things have been normalized that normally were not, or is not, and then somebody gets in charge and tries to make it normalized or not. It was just for me. It was I'm not used to seeing awards being presented like that, especially medals of honor. You don't see awards getting presented like normally. It's done at the White House. It's done in a room. It's very ceremonial. Blah blah blah. It's their award and all that. But hey, why not? I think that was the that served its purpose. all eyes. America got to see everybody involved. America got to see everybody who was being presented the awards. I mean, nothing wrong with that. And it's happened. So too late now. You can't get mad about it. There was individuals that were pissed off saying that, we'll talk about that on Monday. That's going to be a Monday conversation. Because there were some individuals that, dude, just stop. So let me see what else we have on the agenda. What was it talking about? State of Union. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. So we made a couple of posts on U.S. Army WTF Moments about 3CR, the 3rd Cavalry Regiment out of Fort Hood, and everybody knows we've had a unique relationship with the 3CR for almost 2 decades. Holly says, I liked it. Everyone got to see it versus if I would have even done it in private. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think for a lot of us in the military, we're not used to it kind of like, well, to go back to the Men in Black reference, it had us go back. It had rewired us. Wait a minute. So, yeah, you're right. A lot of people didn't get to see it. American people got to see it. Individuals on all sides got to see whatever. We'll talk about the rumors and shit that everyone's talking, because there's some crazy stuff that people. I mean, God, man, just fucking enjoy the award. Just enjoy it. Get the be proud that these individuals were receiving these awards, and that's it. Jesus Christ, some people just get stupid about it. So, 3CR, the 3rd Cavalry Regiment, since the time of Colonel Kevin Admiral, now General Admiral, 3CR has had a unique place in U.S. Army WTF Moments' heart. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about that organization. I was talking to a friend like, damn, dude, you guys giving him a lot of love. I'm like, or it's a curse. I don't know. It's just for some reason, every time that organization goes to NTC, you don't hear about anything else. You don't hear about this unit at any other time other than the fact that when they go to NTC. All the way from railload, all the way from you better not, all the way from leaders saying you better not do this. Let's just talk about the 3 highlights that we are currently tracking at this time. One of them, 3CR, and this is from the news desk. Maybe I should do a 3CR segment. Maybe I should change the whole thing and do like a 3CR. Maybe I can put on a stat. I'm sorry, I was never Cav, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe we can, maybe we should just do a 3CR segment. Like anytime the 3CR is in the box. Anytime. Maybe we should talk about it. Maybe we do like an extended, a different, here at the news desk of WTF Moments. We are going to be, or like how the old World War II flash. Here we are at NTC. With U.S. Army WTF Moments. We are bringing Jose out of retirement. So, first off, news alert for a 3CR. You currently have, or maybe I should just do that. Just do 3CR news in the box and do it on Sergeant's Time. I don't know. We'll see. You guys got a phantom shitter. Stop sending us the pics, please. We got it. There's a phantom shitter. We believe you. If one more soldier talks about the one more soldier talks or brings up. Oh, that's a good point, Allie. Yeah, we'll bring that up. It would be relevant, sort of, kind of. We are on the shit topic right now. Stop sending us the phantom shitter photos. We believe you. 3CR WTF Moments. Yeah, we believe you. Trust me. You don't have to send us a bunch of pics at different angles or different. Don't make it smoke a cigarette. We got it. There's a phantom shitter at 3CR right now. How they got shit up to that, unless they physically grabbed it and put it where they put it. Yeah. So currently you have a phantom shitter, and I'm pretty sure the inbox is filling up right now of individuals trying to find out. Run away. Okay, I'll sidetrack just for a little bit. Right now, currently, everybody knows that the Gerald Ford has had a ton of issues with its ship control system. I guess I don't know what to call it. I don't speak Navy. I don't speak squid. I don't speak squab. But apparently, there's been ongoing issues with that. And Jim Laporta, I think, covered it too back in the day too, about a year or so, 2 years ago. about the problems that ship is like cursed when it comes to its shit. No, that ship is cursed when it comes to its shit. Yeah, it's had some problems with their sewage system, and it's flooding the compartments and all that. And it's almost like for some reason we could create the most baller ass tech that flies under cover of darkness, stealth, autonomous, all those technologies, but the Navy just can't get their fucking shit straight. Okay, that was a dad joke right there. But they just can't seem to get these systems squared away. So the Gerald Ford has been having problems with their ship pumps. And now would be a good time to give them MREs to limit. Yeah, exactly that. Oh, they got a badass galley, man. Ever been on a Navy ship? Oh man, got Navy, man, they hook it up. At any rate, so let's go back to the 3CR, the 3rd Cavalry Regiment that's currently entering the box. About to enter the box. We don't need to see. We got it. There's a phantom shitter, guys. You guys got a phantom shitter. Knock it off. I don't understand. Look, I got it. Phantom shitter out in the like next to the commander's vehicle, or near his CP or near their CP or whatever. I got it right there. But in the shower at the elevation that we saw it, how does that happen? And B, you need to go see a doctor. And nobody like that ends up closing down the shower so that way it can get disinfected. But then again, it's the it's probably the yeah, exactly that. Probably nobody wants to go in there to clean it out. Yep. Again, I don't know how it got there. Let's put it that way, in the position that it was at. But please stop shitting in the showers. Go do those pranks elsewhere, but not in the showers, because it fucks everybody over. And then of course there's gonna have to be shower guard and all that. Second, or third, maybe I should say. I'll just do second. Second, there was a post that we had posted, and we will post results, but I'm giving you guys a sneak peek of what happened. There was an issue with the 3CR CSM, who basically told everybody with the food trucks to leave the Aruba. And of course, we posted it, said, "Look at this, we guys got it. This is like normal." They it's not uncommon. If you've ever been to a CTC or a training center, NTC, JRTC, JPMRC, JRMC, it's quite common that food trucks and all that stuff get waved off. So apparently, I guess that's fixed. I guess the there are coming back, or they were there, or something like that. That's didn't really get that much of a but there was an issue with along this post is with high cut helmets. You guys know what the high cut helmet, the Go Faster, the ones that all the soft guys wear, all the 82nd guys wear, where other units wear, not the 3CR. They wear their helmets to whatever. They apparently there was an individual that showed up, and I'm giving you the sneak peek. That was why everyone was like, "What are you talking about?" The post that we made on the comment was, "We are seeing traffic of a formation concerning high cut helmets. Send DMs if you were in an alleged formation. We want to see something." And the picture that we're seeing is not good. So apparently, and again, we're gathering more details. Apparently, there was a soldier that had a high cut helmet. And leadership, right now we're trying to find out what leadership, if it was the RCSM or the RCO, the commanders or the CSM or any leaders, saw that the individual was a black soldier. Well, that individual called the formation or put out somebody from the top put out guidance that there's going to be a formation in one spot, and I want to see all the black soldiers. So that way they could see who has the high cut helmet. Now, a lot of questions ran through our minds when we were reading this. Immediately, me, I was just like, what the fuck? Does he think that all black soldiers look alike or something? Is he trying to? And then second, what would this picture look like of a senior leader asking soldiers of color to show up to a formation just because they're black and they saw one black? It could have been anybody. Was it that soldier? Was it a 3CR soldier? No, it was probably an assumption. I don't know. We don't know. We're still trying to get the information. But right now, preliminary reports suggest that a senior leader saw a black soldier with a high-cut helmet, decided to get all the black soldiers together to put them in formation so that way they can see who has the high-cut helmet. From a distance, yeah. Did he see him close or far away? It was apparently from a distance. So once we gather details, and you guys are getting the sneak right now, once we gather details up, we are going to post the text messages. We're going to post pictures of the formation that we're supposedly going to get. We're just waiting a little bit to see, and we're going to post them up. And Heath, with the music or not? Oh my God. That just doesn't look good. That's just not looking good. That right there, that appearance does not sit well with me. What kind of trifling motherfuckers are in uniform and unable to shit in the toilet like a human? Yeah, exactly. Or shit somewhere else. Right? Some of those vehicles have wag bags, right? You guys know that the shit in a bag. That's one of the jokes that we used to say, shit in a bag, pogue. So, I mean, that doesn't look good. And then the way the message was brought down, apparently one of the, I guess it was worded, and I'm we had so many text messages on this one. The RCO or the RCSM or the X, or everybody was like talking about, we want to find out who put the word out. Wants to gather all the blacks to this one spot and bring their helmets to see who has a helmet. Then we found out possibly that it was given to an LT to inspect helmets. Again, I don't want to say 3CR has a curse when it comes to anything that they do at NTC, but literally, I am like, literally this, I'm close to calling Jose up and say, hey man, you want to go back on a special assignment? You want to fill out your DTS forms? Yeah, exactly. Wow. I want to gather all the male soldiers or something like that. Would have been good. I want to gather all the male soldiers or something like that. I want to gather all the females. Something other than I want to get all the blacks together and fucking bring them to formation. And I'll make them carry their helmets. Yeah, dude. And put it in digits. Yes, I'm the Phantom Shitter. The last report that we got, apparently the RCSM does not like the fact that the soldiers are calling them trucks. And that's going to be a post that's going to be posted up. It's fucking hilarious. Don't call strikers trucks. Little nuances and stuff like that. At this point, it's just going to be a poke post that you're going to see posted up on U.S. Army WTF Moments' timeline. But again, I'm just shocked. I'm still shocked about the helmet thing. Like, literally, you could just let that alone. Leave it at that. Hey, I saw a soldier with a high cut helmet. Me being, I don't know, the way I think, hey, I saw one of your troops. Hey, form it up, guys. Let me talk to all the leaders. I saw one of your fucking soldiers out there with a high cut helmet. Now, I'm not saying that, they weren't in the right. It was just the way it was announced, or the way it was asked. The way they went about it. Probably should have just said, hey, leaders. Well, like, what was that? The One Punch Dad Sergeant Major. Hey, leaders, form it up. Who? All right. I saw one of your freaking soldiers with the high cuts. I want to make sure. I don't want to see no high cuts. What else? There we go. That'd have been a One Punch Dad skit, and that'd have been it. I want to see all the blacks. Damn, dude. So, once we get all the information together, we'll get you guys the post with the narrative and stuff like that. Again, this right here was almost I'm gonna call fucking Jose. Say, yo, dog, you wanna you wanna go on assignment to NTC? This might be too short notice though. Normally, when there's fuckery afoot, Jose is able to travel within a certain amount of time and all that. Then he complains about the hotel accommodations, yada yada yada. So, but yeah, those like in a way, the way this leadership said anybody, and that's the thing. Nobody's pinning it on who said it. Nobody's pinning on who said it. So right now we're trying to find out who said it, where did this come from, and then that way it can be a further post. As a matter of fact, I might be able to just talk about it during Sergeant's time, the next Sergeant's time, once we get together, and then we'll. But please, if you're in the 3CR and you're currently listening to us in a porta potty, like I saw somebody else said that they were, hopefully you're using a synonym or you're just joking around. Because the last time there was a no social media or no engaging us or no whatever. We had people calling us up. So those are the days. At any rate, I didn't mean to damper y'all with the cringe. My dearest Jessica, the cavalry wanted all the blacks to come in formation. So I even saw some of the comments. Not even first cav is this bad. I wouldn't. Okay. It's bad, but not that bad, right? Is that what you're saying? So, yeah. Yeah, I'm just so kind of like, all right, dude. Let's find out who said it, because I didn't want to point fingers. We don't want to set up and say, well, yeah, whatever. It was so and so or so and so. All right. Oh, last thing. Here's the. Social media posting in uniform. Give me your take on it. The reason why I asked is that there's a soldier that's been posted on social media that's actually giving out some advice. There's actually a lot of soldiers that are out there in uniform that are posting good advice. There's also soldiers out there that are posting in uniform that I would not let any of my kids, be led by them for what they post on social media. Due to the fact that we've not had any real true enforcement on social media, we're kind of out there flapping. So there's a soldier out there that put out a pretty positive post. We don't want to dime the soldier out or whatever, because we want to make sure they're comfortable about it. But this individual posted some decent advice. Do what you're supposed to do. Blah blah blah. Get all your certifications, get all this done, get it all squared away. Do this, do that. Show up the right place. That's so easy to do. It's not that difficult. All you have to do is do this. All you have to do is that. I mean, yep. Any advice that any leader, as a matter of fact, any leader that you see in an LPD or a town hall, you guys got to make sure that here we go with my one punch dad voice. All right, gather around. I feel stolen valor imitating that voice. I don't want one punch dad sergeant major to come after me. All right, who the freak? Who's this ice guy? But you see leaders out there talking about what you could do to get it out of the service. We talk about the programs that we have. The soldier said it in the, I don't want to say in the language, but at the level that somebody who is probably a junior ranking would understand. And this individual got a lot of shit for it. And I'm like, that actually is tame. That's actually pretty good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with talking about, succeeding in the military or do what you need to do if you're only doing so much time or blah, blah, blah. That's what it's all about, right? I mean, that whole be all you could be shit. So I saw a lot of people giving her shit. I'm like, God damn, dude, just leave her the fuck alone. So, I just want your take on it. You guys think that we should have, I mean, is it, if the soldiers are doing it, right? Should soldiers be posting anything at all? Should soldiers not be, posting anything at all in uniform? Especially if they're soldiers, service members? Because like I said, there's some service members that I've seen post in uniform. I'm like, damn, dude. I wouldn't, I mean, that you couldn't waterboard me to get that information out of me live or on a TikTok. So I'm just curious, what you guys think about it. I just, because those individuals that do both good and bad on both both sides of the aisle on the political spectrum, use that for fucking political purposes for their own. Immediately, everyone starts talking about, well, then see, it almost like perpetuates some stuff, perpetuates the rumors, perpetuates the stigmas that we're all trying to say. 22 a day, right? But then when it comes to a soldier talking about, hey, make sure you show up to what you do, make sure you invest, make sure you save your money, make sure you get those credentials knocked out, blah, 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 which is, I don't know, fucking sound for what any other career advice that you would say in the military. I wish I got some of that advice. I was like, hell yeah, BL, you can be. I want to go do this. You want to go to school? Yeah, I want to do that. Do you want to go to college? You want to do that? Whatever. Now it's like a struggle to get, to get the schooling back up, but yeah, set yourself some of your own milestones, your own goalposts. Do your own, do get your own wins. I don't see how that's an issue. There was an article that we posted on Military Times from Military Times. Is that politicians love to parade veterans around their campaigns, and they treat us as props in television ads, backdrops for speeches, and convenient proof points for patriotism. They shake our hands, thank us for our service, and swear they have our backs. Then they get elected. And then once they get elected, I'm going to add on to that. And the next thing you know, that individual is getting shit on by everybody. Even the ones that are like, you shouldn't be doing that uniform, even though the person's doing a great message. But then if it's on another political side of the aisle, then all of a sudden there's, oh no, you got to slam that soldier. Man, we've not had any strong I have not seen yet anything that's big when it comes to their, to some sort of leader getting fragged for saying some shit in uniform, other than the fact that unless you're talking about somebody that a specific group doesn't like, or a political party doesn't like, or likes, whatever. People will post crazy shit and get nothing, and others will get targeted like nothing. Yeah, you ain't lying now. Hey, you ain't lying. So yeah, I was just kind of thinking, yeah, and I'm pissed off at Facebook today. Today we had a post that was a safety brief. Facebook took it down. Not only after they took it down and they asked for us to appeal, we appealed. They just said, nah, denied, immediately denied. Facebook is, I think, one of the most biggest scourges of fucking social media as it is, due to the fact that they use a lot of these. You see all these military pages that have, it's got all this AI shit and people like, coming home and saying home to their families. And I've seen one where a guy comes home and his house is empty because his family moved away and all that. And then you look, it's from Bangladesh. It's a bunch of AI shit. You look at the ranks and they're all like weird, all upside down ranks or some shit like that. It's all completely AI. Meanwhile, there's Meemaw and Pop going, hey, did you see that? It's true. This is what they're doing to our vet. I won't mention the names, but I will say we've had prominent pages get mad at us for not sharing an AI vid that was clearly AI, and we had to walk the dog. We're gonna walk the dog here. I'm doing One Punch Dad voices. We need to bring him on here. We need to bring him back again. We need to walk the dog. We literally had to exercise a little bit of restraint to not go off on some of these pages that were getting mad because we weren't posting some of these AI performative driven accounts that are dividing the majority of the veteran community because you don't do that. You don't like, once again, you don't like this. You don't post this. You hate vets. Well, first off, it's not your fucking page. And if, don't get mad if we don't share it, if we say it's AI, and then don't get mad if we highlight the fact that it is AI. So yeah, it's just frustrating, man, to see that shit. So I just wanted to ask you guys, hey, is it a big deal? Like, do you think if the soldier's doing a great thing for hyping up the Army and saying what great benefits you can get from the Army, is that great? Is that bad to where you want to smoke the soldier and immediately? And then of course, not everybody is SEAL Team 6. Not everybody is SEAL Team 6. Not everyone's Delta. Not everybody's the military, I would just say the Army is a big machine. and every portions of that machine, of the cogs of the machine, work for a specific duty. You can't shit on a soldier for being a supply clerk if you're getting all your ammo or being a what. You need supply. You need fuel. Now, I will say this: we do like to drag on the S1s and MPs because we're still trying to figure out what they do. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everyone has a function in the army of what they need to do. That's normal. I would say I just don't get it. You have a supply clerk, you have to have supplies. You have a commo kid, you got to have commo or else you're camping out. Finance, S1, you got to have all that stuff, even though IPSE is all weird and acting stupid. Because the transgender suicide hotline, people in the trans community have been reporting posts that getting taken down for support networks after the law. Yeah, I'll be safe to say that we've had our page targeted as well. Anytime we post anything like that, for any support of any any group. And so it's kind of funny because the groups that you look at, if you look at some of the mass reporting that we get, and all of a sudden we see what it is, and you're like, what the fuck is this all about? Why are you so pissed off? And why are you coming to a Facebook page? That you go to another page, and then we see the individuals that are bitching in the inbox, telling us that we need to. I mean, it sucks. We get sent messages that if we were to post on Facebook, Facebook would take it down because it would promote hate and all that, just because they didn't read. And I'm gonna tell you what, when Facebook took down that, it was a safety brief, and it was a safety brief about being careful about using drugs, and that's what it was. That's why Facebook took it down, because it would suggest that we are advocating or promoting the use of drugs when we were doing a safety brief. Social media is crazy, dog. Trust me. It's only gonna get worse. I would say military use of social media when you have no leaders in the info space is what's gonna make it worse. If you have no leader in the info space to enforce anything, hey man, you knock that shit down. Hey, you need to chill out. Don't watch your fucking language. You need to come here. You need to see me in my office. None of that happens. And then when a soldier posts a positive video, everyone shits on the soldier. So, anyways, I'm just I went off script on that one. That was kind of like a rant because it was just frustrating me. It was frustrating the fact that I got my fucking shit. Not my shit, but the post page got its shit taken down. So, yeah. Anyhow, the Sergeant's Time, Friday Eve. This right here is the live show on 2 different platforms. Man, we got more platforms now. We'll get more platforms. Man, I forgot. CQ told me to make sure you guys. We're also moving a lot of our library into the Spotify, Spotify, Apple Podcasts realm. Tune in. So all those podcasts that you guys had or seen before, they're coming back. So we're just getting our library adjusted. And so, yeah. So this is Sergeant's Time. Spanky's off for a minute. She's going to be off for a while. Normally, because normally I get my snacks, so I miss my Spanky. At any rate, so this is a WTF Nation Radio broadcasting on, I can only say what? Two Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments at WTF Nation Radio and Sergeant's Time. Sergeant's Time's got a page too. 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments at WTF Nation Radio, and of course on X at WTF Nation Radio. We have all these freaking other. We have all these other outliers and stringers and affiliates and all that. Tomorrow's FTX. I think we got FTX tomorrow, right? I think we should. We should have FTX tomorrow. I think it was a bye week last week, so let me triple double check. Yeah, I think we're cruising on that. Staff of U.S. Army WTF Moments at WTF Nation Radio, and always hosted by CQ. He's the MC of the event, and then weekend co-ops on Saturday with Nemo. Then of course you see those 3 slots coming soon. We got more coming. We got more things coming out. Then of course Sunday at 12 noon Eastern we have the Reset with Dr. J. The King and Me with the actual King Smith and Michelle on Monday. And then on the Monday edition, myself and Massey when he's not touring or not doing his traveling roadshow stuff as well. Tuesday, of course, is Michael Cataschio, CQ, also known as the Pop Culture Warrior, with his mad staff of Mad Mike and Angry Elf. The Smoke Pit on Wednesdays with TZ and Radar, and the sports bar with I keep saying the actual, I was going to say the actual sports bar, the actual King Smith once again. And of course, what do you hear? What do you say in the coach? And back to Sergeant's Time. The coming soon stuff. Again, make sure CQ is not around so he doesn't, throat punch me. There's going to be some other shows that are going to be coming out that are going to be posted mostly on YouTube and X. And their reason why is because Facebook probably won't let us have the content that's on there. So yeah, make sure you share, like, and follow. Like no, I did not, because I'm waiting for some more details on that. Patrick, I'm gonna get with Hots and Cots. Oh yeah, make sure you download Hots and Cots, our collab app. It's been doing pretty good. Rob's doing fucking Lord's work with that shit. Kind of cool to not have any. Well, I shouldn't say not cool, not to have any. We still have them. We just refer to Hots and Cots. So we've not mentioned the Barracks Quality Lock yet because I wanted to get with Hots and Cots to get some notes together. But yeah, it's and currently we're trying to work out. I guess there's some issues with the lounge, the new defect that's on Fort Hood, and the way they're doing the defect setup. Once we get that set up, then we'll once I get all my notes from Rob on that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if Rob will just come back on. Shoot the shit with Rob and talk about to get a Hots and Cots update, so that way it's all there. So anyways, make sure you share, like, and follow. As the kids say, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And yeah, shots. Y'all have a good night, and see you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.